Pastor Jennifer.
We're so glad for another week. Can you believe it?
Another week. Another month has gone by.
It's November, guys.
November. What is November? Thanksgiving.
Are you guys gonna eat a lot of food? A lot
Lots
of
of
turkey.
Gravy. You just like the desserts.
Just all the pumpkin stuff.
All the pumpkin pie.
Ooh.
Oh, you don't like pumpkin pie, do you?
No,
You just like pumpkin.
just pumpkin.
All right.
Well, guys, we're so glad to see you guys again and be in your homes.
That's
It is
right.
so fun. 2020 is almost over. Crazy.
Yeah. And that's been crazy.
Exactly. But we're so glad that we get to spend this time with you guys.
Yeah.
We love getting into the Word with you guys and just teaching you all about Jesus and
Yeah.
God and how much they love you.
Yeah, even during this crazy time,
Yeah.
God loves you so much. But
Exactly.
today we have an exciting story. Do you know
Woo,
who Paul
woo!
and Silas is?
Paul and Silas.
Paul and Silas. And we're going to tell you the story of them today. They actually, they escaped from the jail.
Yeah.
It's
They
crazy.
got out.
It's crazy. So Paul and Silas were walking along doing the work of the Lord.
Right.
And all of a sudden, this girl who was filled with a demonic spirit, she was actually a psychic.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
And so she worked for these people and she had a business with them and she ended up making a lot of money for them.
Right.
Well, what happens is this girl follows Paul and Silas and she's like yelling around like, these guys serve the Most High
Right.
God. They're laying hands on people. And all of a sudden Paul and Silas turn around and they cast that demon out of her.
Get it out of her.
And she goes free, which
Yeah.
is
It's
amazing.
awesome. Definitely
Amazing.
a miracle.
And you would think that people would be so happy
Right,
that she got free.
yeah.
But that is exactly not
That's not
what happened. Miss Hannah.
No.
So what really happened is they got so mad because their business was over and their
Right.
money was gone.
Yep.
That they actually accused Paul and Silas of disturbing the peace.
Poor guys.
And in the midst of that, the judges went along with it and they beat Paul and
Wow.
Silas publicly.
Yeah.
And then they put him in the jail cell. And so here's where we start out. It's in
Right.
Acts 16.
Yeah.
And it's in the Message Bible. And it says the judges went along with the mob and had Paul and Silas's clothes ripped off and ordered a public beating. That is bad.
Yeah.
That is bad.
Could you imagine what was going through Paul and Silas'
Yeah.
head at that time?
Right. And listen to this part. After beating them black and blue.
Wow.
So it wasn't just a little
No.
beating. They intended to hurt these
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
Amen. And so they threw them into jail,
Wow.
telling the jail keeper to put them under heavy guard so that there was no chance
way to escape.
that they would escape. And so he did just that. He threw them into the maximum security
Wow.
prison. So
Yeah.
not even just
There
you
wasn't
know.
just one guard. I
Yeah.
mean, they were like watching these guys.
Right. So not just a little bit of security.
No.
They were the worst criminals, evidently.
Exactly.
And so they threw them in the jail and they clamped their legs with iron. Right?
They weren't going anywhere.
Right. They weren't going anywhere. They were clamped to the wall. So along about midnight,
Wow.
Paul and Silas were complaining
Yep.
and they were murmuring and they were talking about those judges and they were talking
You know
about
what,
the
Pastor
innkeeper.
Jennifer, I don't think that's what happened.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
We better read what the word says and see what happens. No,
they
Paul
weren't.
and Silas were at prayer. They
Whoa.
were praying at midnight.
Yeah.
They were singing a robust hymn to God.
my goodness.
So robust means like they were excited.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah, they were-
praising. Whoop, whoop.
Praise Jesus.
They were getting excited. So they weren't even like in
No,
despair.
they
Like,
weren't.
look at this bruise, Silas.
Right.
Man, oh no,
weren't.
that's nothing.
No.
Look at this.
Mm-mm.
Look at this.
Exactly.
They weren't even doing that. So it says along about midnight they were praying and singing and the other prisoners couldn't believe their ears. Then without warning a huge earthquake happened and the jailhouse tottered and every door flew open
Wow.
and all the prisoners in the jail cell were loosed. That is crazy.
crazy.
All right, let's see what happens to the jailer.
So the jailer comes in, and in verse 27,
He's like,
he's startled from his sleep. So he's like totally out.
Yeah.
He's startled. And the jailer saw that all the doors had swung
Right.
loose on their hinges. So assuming that all the prisoners had escaped, he pulled out his sword and he was about to do himself in.
Oh, he was about to
about
take his
to-
own life.
He about to.
Wow.
Wow.
He thought he was in trouble.
Yeah, because
I am in trouble.
Exactly. And it goes to say it figured he was as good as dead anyway,
Yeah.
so he was just going to take care of it
Right.
for him. But then then Paul stopped him. Don't do that. We're still
Right.
here. Nobody's ran away.
Don't hurt yourself.
Don't do it. And so the jailer got a torch and he ran inside, badly shaken. He collapsed in front of Paul and Silas, and he led them out of the jail
Wow.
and asked, "Sirs, what do I have to do to be saved, to really live?"
That's awesome.
That was really good. I like that. What do I have to do to be
Yeah.
saved and really live? And they said, put your entire trust in the Master Jesus.
All of it.
Then you'll live as you were meant to live. We weren't meant to live any different.
Right.
We were meant to live and trust entirely in Jesus.
Right.
And everyone in your house included.
Wow. So they were the jailer and his family got born again.
Yes.
Because even Paul and Silas were men of their word.
Right.
Even when the doors were loosed
Right.
and they could have run, they could have
Exactly.
escaped.
Yeah.
They stayed so that
Yeah.
the jailer would know Jesus.
Right.
But that he also wouldn't get in trouble.
Exactly.
And what's amazing here, Miss Anna, is that what the point of the whole thing is that Paul and Silas could have got down in the dumps.
They could have complained.
Right.
They could have talked really bad about the people who hurt them.
Right.
They could have really gotten mad, and they could have even been like, "Lord, why did you forsake us?"
Yeah.
But they were at midnight. They were praising.
Right.
They were worshiping. They were
Yeah.
praying to God. They knew where their help came from.
Yes, and that was their secret. There was only one secret,
Yep.
and you can do it too.
Exactly.
Like we can all do it. In their time of need,
Right.
they didn't gripe, they
Nope.
didn't complain,
Nope.
they watched their mouths,
Exactly.
but they really looked up to their
Right.
King of Kings
Right.
and the Lord of Lords
Yep.
to where their power came
Exactly.
from. And that it was the secret to the doors flying
Right.
open, to the shackles coming
Yep.
off their feet. It was
Yep.
the power of
Yes.
worship and
Yep.
the power of prayer.
Exactly. And really in the word it talks about that the power of life and death or the life and death is in the power of the tongue.
right.
And so really they knew that as soon as they started to pray,
Yeah.
as soon as they started to worship, their situation was going to turn around because they knew that life was in their words.
Right. So when you are in a situation, in a circumstance, when you're depressed, when
Yeah.
something's bothering you, you just begin to sing praises
Yep.
to God.
Yep.
As the deer panteth before the
Right.
water, so my soul
Yes.
longeth after you. Or whatever your favorite
Right.
song is that you
Yeah.
love to sing to God. Just
Right.
sing to Him from your heart
Yep.
and pray and
Yes.
ask Him for help and
Right.
ask Him to help you in that situation. And the secret is that when you do that, you'll experience the same power
Exactly.
that came into that jail cell on the day
Yeah.
with Paul and Silas. And just as they were loose,
Right.
maybe you don't need to be loose from a jail cell.
Right? Hopefully not.
But those things in your life that have you bound
Yep,
will be
exactly.
let go, they'll be
Yeah.
loosed, and
Yeah.
you can go free, just
Yeah.
like Paul and Silas.
Things will turn around.
Things will turn around.
And the jail was pretty bad. So
Right?
if God can turn that around because of your worship and your praise to Him,
Yeah.
He can change anything. And
Yeah.
so, guys, don't forget this story about Paul and
No.
Silas because you know the secret now.
Yes.
The secret is worship and prayer.
Yeah.
So whatever, anytime you feel down, just all you gotta remember is Paul and Silas.
Right. Encourage yourself. Sing and
Yes.
pray, and you shall be set free.
Exactly. And you
Amen?
know what, guys? It doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
You don't have to have the prettiest of voice.
Right.
But God just wants to hear from you
Yes.
and have that personal relationship just like we do.
Yeah.
So guys, it was great to spend this time with you, and don't forget about this story about Paul and Silas. It will change your life forever
That's
if you
right.
use our little secret.
Right?
Guys, we can't wait to
Praise
see
and
you.
worship.
Yes. And we can't wait to see you guys in December.
Wow. December. Christmas is around the
Insane.
corner.
Have a great Thanksgiving, guys, and we'll see you guys next month.
Bye.